Today in Roadcraft, we're continuing our tricky canyon road from the last video, this time over terrain so tough that even our trucks can't get to it. So we need to get creative just to pour the sand. But in the end, it does come together into one long stretch of asphalt. Let's go. Hello guys, welcome back to Roadcraft. Today we're continuing our build on this road through the canyon here on the map Sunken. I got a link right here for you if you missed the first episode of this. This is going to take, well, we're doing over, I guess, 2 videos unless it extends further because it's a pretty big project. So we're here on Sunken, and yeah, so I decided to build a road through this for this route. Wow, I put my e-brake on and this thing is still rolling. All right, so right here, we clearly need to work on this section here a little better. All right, so anyway, now, so we're building the road through here. Where I kind of got stuck on here, and let me explain this. So I was entering the video and I rolled down here and I figured I'll put on my e-brake while I enter the video, but it didn't stop the truck. Anyway, built an access road here. All this is here. This is just kind of an access road. If you saw the last video, then you know what I mean. Because as we are right here, we're kind of far from the quarry range. We were getting sand from up here. So now that we're working down here on this road, then yeah, I found we could get sand here, so we built this road. And so basically we're connecting this road through this canyon here. Now, on the comments in the last video, some of y'all had great suggestions. A lot of you guys did it different. And now that I've pretty much lost all the sand out of this, it's okay. Let's just dump what sand we do have here. We'll bring the other dump truck down. Just dump this here. We need a lot more sand. So a lot of you guys mentioned using bridges. And yeah, I decided not to use bridges because, well, the whole idea here was that I like building impossibly sometimes stupid, yeah, roads, you know, like it was also here on Sunken that we had to build a route up to the castle. And instead of going around, I built it up this hill so steep that the trucks really wouldn't even climb this stretch here. But I just wanted to build like a super steep route, you know. I know that a lot of times a bridge would be the easiest answer, but sometimes, like in this case, it's more about the challenge, you know. I was like, I want to build a road through the canyon. If I wasn't building a road through the canyon, it wouldn't make a video about building a road through a canyon, you know. So anyway, I mean, if that makes any sense. So we're building a road through a canyon, and it's going to require a lot of dirt. Now, so far, I mean, look at that right there. Look at that road in the distance. That is beautiful, and that's where we've come so far. So today, really, all we're going to do is just we got to finish this last bit here. Which, yeah, we'll see how this goes. Might want to smooth this out a bit. Well, actually, I think the truck will come down that fine. It's just at the beginning of the video, I kind of, yeah, it rolled off to the side. I thought the e-brake was going to stop it, but it didn't. So I got this marker set up here so we know where we can fill our sand. That way, well, I know that once I cross that marker, I can fill the sand in the truck and it won't take it from the other truck, see? I'm using both trucks because, well, I guess it saves time, you know. Also, this one's useful for some other things, but that way I can go out on this one and lay down sand while the other one is still filling. Now, one of you guys had an interesting comment in the last video. You said that you do this in real life, which, okay, I'll give it a shot. And that is dumping the sand in reverse, which I didn't imagine to be something that they would do. I don't work road construction in real life, but I'm down to give that a shot if I can. The question is, can I? Nah, not really. I don't think you can. Nah, it pushes you forward. I might have to work. I might work with that some more or something, but yeah, it just pushes you forward. I thought I'd give it a shot. We're gonna push this down, and then we need to have a look at how to get these trucks through there. Let's see. Let's get in this here. And let's see which... I guess we should probably take this off to the left. Yeah, I think this should curve off to the left. Well, up there, those look like loose rocks. If those are loose rocks, then when I pour the sand, they're gonna like fly up on top of the sand. Of course, there's loose rocks off that side too. They look like loose rocks. Let's see. We can kind of scout it with this and find out. As long as we're already sitting here in this. Are these loose rocks? Actually, they may not be. Yeah, they actually may not be. But I think right here, where the dozer is, well, I guess we'll just do what we did in the previous section that we're currently, you know, have just passed, and that's just pour the sand and see where the sand wants to go, see where the road finds itself. It's better to try to keep it straight, but anyway, that's where we're at. I'm going to get some more sand dumped here. This truck's incredibly hard to turn around, so let's see if we can back down this and hook it to the left or at the bottom of this hill. It's really hard to turn around up there. Let's take some sand from the... Oh, darn it. This thing doesn't slosh like it used to, but it... Well, it was tipped pretty good. It will still tip it out, obviously. Okay, let's see if we don't get stuck here. We need to just get some basic sand down so we can do something. Now, I did read all your comments, and there was another great idea, which was to build a wooden bridge. Oops, I lost my controller. My controller's been having a disconnect issue here. One of y'all's idea was to build a wooden bridge and use that to pour sand from because... oh, no, my steering wheel's acting up. Because the sand goes through wooden bridges. And yeah, I knew that. I knew that you can pour sand from a bridge. It'll pour down through it. And so I thought that was kind of a cool idea, because I hadn't thought of that here, to be fair. I knew that you could pour sand through it, but I hadn't thought of that here. That we could technically build a wooden bridge over this part here, and then use it as a platform to dump the sand from, which would certainly be easier than this conundrum I have myself in here. That, you know, that could be a cool idea. Actually, I would be close to trying that one out. Because I didn't want to build just a bridge over this, I wanted to build a road here. That could be fun. That could be a cool way to still do what I want to do. You know, still brute force a road through a canyon. But like, for instance, here, this is the first time that we've had when I get this out, this is the first time that we've had any kind of a problem pouring any part of this. I think my bumper is just, if I could get that wheel on the ground there. Well, we've got a crane down here for recovery. I may have to bring it out unless... Just get what sand we have out of the bed there. Let's have a look at what it might take to build a bridge. See, yeah, I would do that. I would build a bridge to dump sand from and then destroy the bridge. Just use it as a... I think that's kind of a cool idea. Let's see here. Let's get a look what that would take. I don't have any wood, but we're surrounded by trees, so, I mean, you know. We could just do a scout bridge. That'd be perilous. That would be fun. Just out of curiosity here. A scout bridge. We built a scout bridge from here. I've never built bridges in a instance like this. Is that higher? Well, we'd want to come from up here then. Let's see. Let's get up here. Let's just see what it would take. Because we can certainly get the wood. There's no shortage of wood here, and I think that might make things interesting. Let's see here. Scout bridge. Just because scout bridge would be hilarious. Let's build it from here. To me, from editing here, I'm watching this, and I meant to build a scout bridge, but I think I accidentally built a wooden bridge. So yeah, I saw that. It was an accident. I meant to build a scout bridge. There we go. So if we build this here, this would take 6 logs, which we could easily get. I think this would be fun. I think this would be fun. Yeah. Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna follow that commenter's suggestion. Sorry, I didn't. I don't have the comments in front of me. I didn't see your name because I wasn't thinking about doing that until just now. It seems like a fun idea. All right, and let's have a look at it up close here. Where's my scout vehicle? Let's see if we want to build a scout bridge. I know I could have built a wooden bridge. There's plenty of trees around here. This seems like it'd be more fun. As long as it's wide enough to get, oh yeah, you can drive a dump truck across that. The bowhead actually could be a challenge. I like the challenge. It's fine. It's the reason I'm doing this in the first place. You know, it's all about the challenge anyway. All right, we need to get some wood over here. 6 logs. Not a problem. Let's just get in our tree harvester of choice, right? And what do we want to move them with? I think... Let's see. We've got us a service vehicle right here. Let's fire it up. Let's call in... What do you guys think? Should we use... I think this guy right here. Normally I use the crayfish, I think it's called, but this one here is more compact. It can probably move around on these slopes easier. Also, I haven't driven it in a while. I like using stuff if I haven't used it in a while. I also know that this thing is incredibly slow, so luckily for you guys, I can edit this out. I'm going to get over there to where the trees are, and we'll just cut the trees down at the source. Now, we're not going to bother with the loader, I don't think. Well, this thing we can just drive them down there, and if we can't, we've got a crane. So I don't want to bother. Yeah, there's no need to bother with, can I not get that tree? Apparently not. I guess I could look on the map and see... Oh, here we go. There's trees we can get. Alright, now here's what we're going to do. We're going to see if we can just... I mean, we could get a grabber... But I don't think it's necessary. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut these logs here, and I'll bring the crane over. All right, luckily we got a crane right here. Whoops, let's move the arm out of the way. I was using this. This was out here in case we need recovery, which last video we did have to recover something at one point. One of our dump trucks we had to recover. We can park this here between the tree harvester and the bridge and use this to just swing those logs down into place. It'll be quicker than, a log forwarder or a loader or grabber, or whatever you want to call it. Quicker than a log grabber. And what I'd like to do is, well, we want to pave this. Eventually, I'm going to take this all the way and pave it because, again, it's the most fun thing to do. I'm doing this the way I think would be the most fun. All right, so here's one log, and if we do this right, we can just leave this parked here and just swing these into place. Let's get this down here and that's good enough. Yep, that's good enough. And I'm going to turn off this annoying HUD. I wish it wasn't so intrusive. The control hints. There we go. No problem. We'll just turn those off. All right. Now, unfortunately, I can't cut these guys. We're going to have to go searching for another tree we can cut. Probably these here. Over to the right here. All right, got one here. What we'll do is, I'll see if I can just pile these in one spot, and then we'll, just see if we can get 5 of them piled in one spot, and then we'll move them all at once. I love watching these things work, and I gotta say, I love the way the tree harvester works way better than in Farming Simulator. These are way easier to use. All right, we just need a couple more trees. The weather cleared up for us here, so we got, a few minutes ago, but this is beautiful. I love working these tools out here on such a great day. Okay, so one more. We need one more tree. This is going to be cool. I was thinking over, the whole thing with the bridges. And bridges are often the solution to a lot of stuff, and it could definitely be the solution here. I wanted something a bit more creative, so again, shout out to the idea, which I hadn't thought of dumping the sand through the bridge and then just tearing the bridge down. Very cool. And plus, making it a scout bridge, this should be fun. We're gonna have to see. We'll get to balance the dump trucks on the bridge. Get this log dropped over here, and then we'll be able to easily swing these into place. All right, now I'm going to see if I can grab these with just a short piece of cable. Just got on a single attach point. I thought maybe that'd be quicker to drag these into place. All right, here we got the last log. Let's get this into place. And I'm looking forward to seeing this. There we go. There is our sand dumping platform. Let's get this out of the way over here somewhere. We might need this. Wait, where's a good place for it? You know what? Let's put it over here. We might need it to recover something, and it'd be easier if it was in a place where, like over here. Yeah, I think our dump truck will cross that just fine. Well, what I was looking at, what I was comparing was mostly the bowhead here. This thing is, its tracks are so far apart, so wide. This might be challenging. But, I mean, it's not fun if it's not challenging, I guess. Let's see. Yeah, this will be, and my thoughts were, if this is too wide, which, nah, it's fine. It's fine. If it becomes a problem, then there's other alternatives. There's other dump trucks, you know, for one. That's fine. I was aware that that might be a challenge. Alright, so here goes our first run at this. We'll just keep this guy centered on here. Let's go out to about here. Yeah, that's going to work great. And yeah, there's so much sand that's got to go down here. And that terrain down there is so bad. All right, let's get load number 2 down here, but let's stay centered on this bridge. Is this good? Let's take it out a bit farther. There we go. It gets great traction on this bridge. Like, when you dump it and you tell it to go, it moves down this bridge. I think we need to smooth out this road that leads up to the... Yeah, it leads up to the quarry. This road has gotten really bad, and now the dump truck is dumping sand when it hits that bump there and right there too, I think. Let's get this filling, and I'm going to go straighten that out a bit. But so far, this is working really good. Let's get in our dozer here. See if we can smooth this out a bit. Now, I wonder how the big dump truck would do driving across that. You know, let's find out. Where's our big dump truck? Let's see if we can get it across this. We gotta turn this thing around. Actually, wait, we got plenty of room to turn around. That's good. Now, this could be trickier. Yeah, you know, this could be trickier. Well, if it... Oh, yeah, especially the way it articulates. Well, we're gonna try it because... this is the most entertaining way to do this. You know, I could have built a wide bridge. I realize that even a solid bridge, sand would go through a solid bridge. But, again, I find this more entertaining. However, I don't think this truck's gonna... No, I think this truck is too wide. And its tires aren't wide enough to, you know, like if it had wider tires, but it doesn't. So, I think getting all 6 wheels on this is gonna kind of not happen. No. Yeah, it's not going to happen because the thing is, even if it does, the second I turn the truck, the front end's going to rotate right off of it. Well, it's a good thing we have the bowhead. The bowhead is the perfect dump truck for this because once it gets on that the track of the scout bridge, it stays locked onto it. So, yeah, even if I had got that on there, the second I'd adjust the steering, you know, the front end would have slipped off. So, this is the perfect vehicle to do this with. And we don't have to get the dirt up to this level. We only need to get the dirt. We only need a drivable surface down there. You know, obviously the road can be lower in elevation. Whoops. Yeah. Let's see. Can we fix this? Oh, yeah, we can. I sensed that it might happen, you know, going back and forth like that. I was like, you know, if my tracks aren't exactly straight, I'm going to drive off the edge. Yeah, it's all right. Let's see what we can do here. Let's very carefully Get the truck centered and rotate it. Whoa, rotate it did. Okay. All right. We're good. Yeah, we're good. Yeah, this thing really moves on this bridge. Whoops. All right, that's all right. Here, we got a fix for that right here. Already in place and waiting. All right, so I got one track off of the bridge. I didn't think it was a big deal, but it's too heavy for the crane to recover it. So we could call in a bigger crane, but I'm just going to see if I can pull it out with this. Can we possibly pull this out? I think maybe we can. We got it to budge. Come on. Can I tow a 30-ton dump truck with our scout vehicle here? Well, it looks like maybe. Yeah, we got it budged enough that I was able to drive it out. All right. So we got to be very careful of slipping off that bridge. Let's move the truck here. Got to be very careful of slipping off that bridge because, well, if we had to pick it up, we could probably bring out a bigger crane, but let's just try to avoid that. And now we know this is the dump truck we have to use, but I think we only have a couple more loads of sand to dump. And then we can tear the bridge down, and then we'll have a surface that we can drive on. But this is just such an excellent idea for this bit of the bridge where it was just too hard to drive down there. And I'll be using this again in the future. This is a great tip for any place where you have to pour sand over terrain that you just can't drive on. I would advise though, yeah, use a bigger bridge. This one's certainly more fun, but its novelty wears off pretty quick. The novelty at the Scout Bridge, yeah, it was a fun idea, but... Alright, so, well, we're just going to avoid going back and forth rapidly over the bridge. We're going to dump all our sand here. And, you know, I think that's actually enough. I'm going to dump one more load, and I think that'll be good. So, let's just go ahead, as long as we're on this side of the bridge, let's just bring this the rest of the way across. Now, of course, when we collapse the bridge, it's going to drop all that wood there, and we're probably going to have to clean that up, I guess. Let's see. Let's go to bridges. Where are we at? Here we are. Delete bridge. Yeah, it drops all the wood right there. Let's see. Can we just push this off the edge? Yeah. Yeah, we can. And, you know, deal with it later. Off you go, logs. Off you go. We'll deal with you later. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right, now, let's see how far our little bridge thing paid off, because that was pretty cool. Oh, look at this. Now we have a perfect... So, again, yeah, that was a great idea in the comments there. I'll be using that trick again down the line. It's pretty cool. We can now put this road all the way up here. We can at least get the dump trucks across now easily. Yeah, let's see what we got. You know, technically, actually, we could be done. I want to put down some more sand, but yeah, you know, that'll kind of do it right there, really. I think we could pave that. However, let's see here. Let's get in our dump truck. Which one do we want? This one? Let's see. The pavement gets a bit rough down here. And also, how steep is this? It's not too steep. Well, the trucks will drive over this, but like this low spot, like right in here, this little waller in here, yeah, I wouldn't mind filling some of that in with sand. So we're going to truck some more sand down here, but, oh yeah, this is a much easier task now. So we're going to get this guy filling with sand. We're going to park him down there while he's filling up. We're going to grab the big guy and get him down there too. We'll get sand in both of them. Oh wow, actually made it down that whole thing without spilling a drop of sand. Oh, that's just good. Now, we want to concentrate most of our sand dumping right through there. All right. Now let's park this, I don't know, up here and quickly go grab our bowhead. And let's get him down here. There we go. And so this section of road here is not the only thing we're doing. Well, we're making a route, you know, and I wanted to just make the route like, well, overdoing it. I like to overdo things, right? This is clearly overdoing it, but this is not the only section of the route. There's other parts too, but let's get this. We'll have a look at what else we need to do, because paving this still isn't the entirety of the route. However, I think that is now enough sand. So the route is going from, here, let's have a look at this. The route is going from here to the oil station. Let's see. I don't know how to rotate it with my mouse. There we go. All right. Okay, from here to the oil station. So let's see. We're going to be running up this road here. And our now almost complete road all the way through here. Yeah, this right here, this is a long section between last video and today. This is all ready to pave now. We just need to run the bulldozer over this last section we just did. That's ready to pave. And oh, that's right. Yeah, I knew there was something else. We got this over here to deal with. That'll be, looks like this might be a three-parter. Of course, again, there's other ways to do it. We could, here, let's hop in our bulldozer. There's other ways to do it. We can build bridges, stuff like that. But this is the road project we're doing. I think it's a fun road project. But anyway, we're not done today. We just got to, I'm saying, oh, that's a whole third video right there, is that section over there. I forgot. And there might be ways to go around it. Honestly, I haven't even looked at it yet. I've been focused on this right here. So we'll have a look at that. But first, we got to finish this. But this, I'd say, is ready to pave. We're going to make one full pass with the dozer here. So here's a preview of how the road here will go. This is our last pass with the dozer before we pave it. So, yeah, 5 mile an hour pass here. Get a tour of where the road's going to go. And this is just cool. Again, this is cool. This was all completely impassable canyon before. And it's cool to see that we've built this entire, what's soon to be paved road through it. You know, the fun way, did lots of fun ways to get this done. Definitely not the fastest way to do it. In fact, this is not even a necessary route, you know. This map's already complete. This doesn't become available. Well, I don't know. I didn't see it until I was 90% through with, you know. The map is complete, and I'm at 90% completion, and this is a side objective, so it's not even a necessary route. So there's one full pass of it. I'm sure the road is going to be, I'm sure the pavement's going to be all ripply, because it always turns out that way. I haven't given a thought yet to how smooth we'll make it or anything, but I did want it paved. So let's hop in our thing here. What do we need? We need, well, oh, engine not running. I knew that. This is going to look so cool when it's done. I remember when I first found this, like, canyon here, you know, pretty early on in the map, you come up here. There's several objectives up this way. And I was looking, before I even had to do this route here, I was looking at a way to get vehicles through, and I couldn't even get anything through. I brought that field service vehicle up here to kind of scout it out, and it got stuck. I couldn't get it out. You know, because this place, before this road, you know, this is completely impassable. It was difficult even with a scout vehicle. And that's the cool part, is that now we're literally paving a road through it. An area that was too hard for a scout vehicle, now we're paving a road through it. It's kind of cool. Yeah, there's definitely some hitches in the road, like some places where, well, but that's how it goes. You know, I ran the bulldozer over it, but still... And it looks smooth, but then you bring this thing over and you feel the... It's nothing that'll stop any of the trucks on the route, though. There's only been like twice. I think there's been 2 separate times I've had to tear up pavement that I laid because it was too bumpy for the trucks. But it's got to be pretty bad, you know. It's going to be pretty bad. and the trucks they send have to be like semis. But I've had that happen twice. Still, I've had it happen twice where there's pavement that was so bad, and the routes were sending semis, and the semis were getting their wheels spinning in between the ripples. Now I'm gonna make probably 2 passes at least, because I want to get the whole. I want to get it as wide as I can. I mean, we went to all this work to pave this completely unnecessary road, so we want it as good as we can possibly get it. So yeah, I'm gonna make some good passes here with the paver. I can't believe I'm paving this. This seemed like such an impossible route when I started, and now here I am smoothing down the asphalt over it. Okay, yeah, there's that one bump there. Wasn't even that bad. I felt it with the paver, but here with the roller I see it wasn't even that bad a bump. Yeah, we'll make 1 pass back. Oh, that looks so nice. Of all the unnecessary roads that I've paved, this has been the most fun. I think, like, overall, just in, like, its scope. So if I can get this thing straightened out. Come on, straighten out. Straighten out. Yeah, it's fairly smooth. There's one bit here, though. If it were to send semis, this bump here could be enough to hang up a semi. But we'll deal with that if that's the case. Alright, let's take a little drive of this road here. So the route's going to be coming this way. It's going to come right onto this. And yeah, so we built this out of pure sweat, pouring gravel in a canyon. And yeah, whoop, little bump there. But yeah, this is a nice road. Now, if we follow this up, let's see where our next obstacle is going to be. Yeah, that bump there, I just caught air off of. We might have to fix that. So the route's going to come down here. And there aren't steering problems there. And we're going to hit this. This is our next obstacle. Figured this out. There's a few ways to approach this. But we got the road across the canyon done. This is pretty cool. Guys, tell me what you think in the comments down below. I like the idea about pouring the sand down through the bridge because that turned out to be a really entertaining, fun way to finish this part of the road. Of course, we still have the most entertaining part coming up, which I didn't see coming and completely forgot about. So any suggestions or ideas for that, I'd love to hear in the comments, especially like how you chose to do that last leg of it. Yeah, I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments below. I always read and answer to the comments. And guys, thanks so much for watching the video all the way to the end. I have a lot of fun doing this, and I look forward to bringing you guys the 3rd part, probably tomorrow. We'll see, because I got to figure out how we're going to do this. And I want to wait and hear back from comments on this, so I can maybe use some cool input on the next part. Thanks a lot, guys. I'll see you next time. Peace out.